Everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be checking out Crazy and Hate by 4MINUTE. So my partner in crime, Mal, has been on hiatus still, but we've been communicating on K-pop stuff for me to watch. And she recommended 4MINUTE, which she mentioned was an older group. They have since disbanded, I think, somewhere around like 2016, something around there. But I guess she's a fan of them, and I guess she wanted to see what I would think of them. She gave a special shout out to Jiyoon. She said that I should be on the lookout for her. But she also said, respectfully, everybody is pretty much a knockout visually in this group. I don't really know anything about this group at all. Mal did mention some drama surrounding one of the members. I believe her name is Hyuna. So we're gonna kind of sidestep all of that. We don't really need to get into all that drama. Being that I've never really seen this group perform or have heard any of their songs, it might be a little difficult for me to identify who's who. I've only seen like a picture of one or two of them. And I know K-pop stars tend to change their looks a lot, so I have no idea how they're supposed to look in any of these videos. So let's go ahead and check it out and see what I think. Before we do, guys, feel free to check out my memberships. They're only $1 and you get early access to the videos like these and also some of my anime reactions. A lot of energy right away. Whoa. Very well produced. Wow. Really catchy use of sampling during that verse. It's very catchy. It's very groovy. Lots of attitude. Jiyoon. Super catchy. Wow. This beat is really incredible. Of course, the video is also well done. Nice editing. Very simple progression during that verse, but it's super effective. Everything's easy on the eyes too, of course. Everyone's good looking. And they know it's catchy. This is like the 4th or 5th time we've dove into this progression. I would do the same thing if I wrote this. Damn. I think my review of this is going to be really short and sweet. I feel like that song is damn near perfect. I would probably give that a 10. I always find it interesting whenever certain songs have more interesting verses than choruses. I don't think songs have to be one way or another in terms of what's supposed to be more interesting. Super catchy. All of their vocal tones really match the tone of the song. Has a lot of attitude. The choreography is great. I love the black and white aesthetic of the video. Kind of reminds me of older hip hop, like a 90s aesthetic as far as how the video looks. Yeah, there's moments where they're actually singing some stuff out and they have very nice voices. They definitely had to go into that to give the song a little bit more depth, a little bit more variation, and they did that just enough. I think they were very aware what the hook of this song was, and a lot of it has to do with a lot of what is being produced in the instrumentals themselves. You can tell that when they were working on this in the studio, they absolutely loved everything that was happening. You know, from that point on, once you have your tracks laid out like that, once you start laying down vocal tracks, at that point it's just icing on the cake, because it's just about having fun with it and seeing how you can play off of the rhythm with your own voice. This must have been a blast to make for them. Easily a 10. We're starting off really strong here. I am already sad that they're no longer together, but I understand, you know, life happens, and you know, there's also some drama in there. I'm sure. That's a shame, because that was excellent. All right, on to the next one.
네 눈빛이 말해주고 있어. Liar, liar, liar. 더 날 속이지 마. 이젠 더 이상
Sounds more serious.
싶지 않아. I don't wanna know, no, no. 더는 넌
Is this a ruse? Is there gonna be a beat drop? Okay. Still serious. Nice build up. Oh. Now we're getting silly. Okay, I didn't see this coming. Wouldn't surprise me if these songs had the same producer. That previous verse reminded me of a band that no one knows called Chronic Future. Such an interesting blend of serious tones and this. I have some comments on the progression of that chorus. Oh, in the background, you can hear that chorus progression too. I actually like the fit. It's a fairly simple fit for this sequence here, but I like it. These songs could be longer and I wouldn't mind it. Both times I was about to get down and then the song ends and I was like, just kidding. Yeah, so the chord progression on that chorus is interesting because if you took those notes by themselves and you isolated it, you wouldn't really think it's the most catchy thing. But there's a thing called themes. The way themes can actually work their magic on you is simply repeat itself. So sometimes themes can become catchy just because you hear it a few times and all of a sudden you get familiar with it and you're like, that theme works for me. So that alone tells me that whoever was producing this music has an understanding of themes and the changes that the song goes through. I thought this was going to be a serious song throughout the whole thing, and then all of a sudden they're like, no, let's get goofy here for a little bit. And then the switch between the two, it's like polar opposite feelings. Usually when writing songs that have opposing themes like that, you typically would hear progressions that are a little bit closer to each other, so that whenever you do make the change from one side to the other, it's not so abrupt. Here, they really push the boundaries on that. It just feels like the transitions between the two are still seamless, yet the vibes are completely different between the two. Wouldn't necessarily surprise me if originally this song started off as two. Maybe they had one riff laying around and then they started writing the other riff, and then they're like, oh yeah, like this sounds like something, but we need something to go along with it. And they're like, well, what happens if we take this thing here we already wrote and put it together? So it would just be a question of whether the verse or the chorus was written first. I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10. I don't think it was quite as catchy and just in the pocket as Crazy was, but still it has a lot of things going on with it. But I feel like Hate has an interesting story to tell if you just simply analyze just how it's written and how it progresses and how different the pieces of the music are and how they go together. It's pretty interesting. So I think Mal did a pretty good job at introducing me to this group with two very strong songs. Crazy though is pretty good. Actually, I have one more thought to add. Even though I'm giving Crazy a 10 and Hate an 8.5, I think I could burn out quicker listening to Crazy because it's a bit more repetitious, and I might get over the repetition a lot quicker than I would Hate, because Hate actually has a lot more depth to it, even though it's not quite as catchy. So that's kind of an interesting thought I just had. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you want me to check out more 4MINUTE, feel free to let me know in the comments, or anything else you want me to check out, and we'll see what we can do. So hope you enjoyed the reaction, and I'll see you later.